Hello everyone and welcome to another Pyro Gaming video. Swords got a lot of changes this season and they're actually really fun and really good against a lot of bosses in this game right now. So it should go without saying that everybody that plays Destiny should have a really good sword, if for nothing else, just to keep in your vault in case you need it. So that being said, I wanted to make a quick video showing what I believe to be the best ways to farm for a god rolled sword. Let's jump straight in. Let's start with an OG sword from back in year 1. Now the reason that this one makes the list is because it comes with Whirlwind Blade and Relentless Strikes, arguably the two best perks to have on a sword for PvE. We'll talk about more sword perks a little later on in the video. Its Stared Back comes with a fixed roll, and its only downside is that you can't put a mod on it. So you can't put like a boss spec mod, for example, to get an extra 7.5% damage. But even without that mod slot available, this is still a sword that is definitely worth having. And it's pretty easy to get one. All you need to do is go run through Leviathan once or twice, and the odds of you getting one to drop are pretty good. Leviathan gives you a ton of loot, especially on Prestige, which if you're capable of doing so, that's what I would recommend farming if you were trying to get one of these, because you essentially get double drops, so double chances. And even if you don't get one from the actual raid, you can head over to the Tower Annex and go hit up our boy Benedict, and you can rank him up, and it has a chance of dropping from his rank up packages, and weekly he has a rotating weapon that you can also purchase directly, and sometimes its Stared Back will show up in that pool. The next sword on my list is going to be the Night Terror. It is also an adaptive frame, which is similar to its Stared Back. In my opinion, the adaptive frames are the best ones because they're just all around really good. You can head over to the moon, go to your Lectern of Enchantment, and with one Phantasmal Core, you can purchase an Essence of Jealousy. Essence of Jealousy requires you to go find a relic somewhere out in the world. You need to get 25 sword kills, and then you need to complete activities on the moon. You can choose from farming lost sectors, doing patrol missions, doing public events. I think even Pit of Heresy and the Scarlet Keep Strike count as activity completions here on the moon. It goes by pretty quick. It takes maybe 15 minutes. What I typically do is I will just run around a patrol, pick up as many patrol missions as I can, drop down in lost sectors to finish those patrol missions up, and then look for any heroic public events that I can get my hands on. Typically about 15 to 20 minutes I can have a sword and be done with this little quest. And once you're done with those activity completions, you simply head back to the Lectern of Enchantment and you pick up your brand new sword. Now, I wanted to include this one on here because not only is it very farmable, it's very easy to farm this and get a lot of them to find the roll that you're looking for, but this sword is also an adaptive frame that rolls with Whirlwind Blade and Relentless Strikes. And as I said regarding its Stared Back, I personally believe that that is the best perk combination for PvE. Now, real quick, while we're talking about these guys right here on the moon, if you go to pick up this quest and it's saying that you can only hold one at a time, but you look in your inventory and you're not actually holding it, start picking up all of your abandoned quests just above where the big boxes are. Once you pick all those up, they only show you 2 at a time. So say, for example, you've dismantled 4 quests, you're only going to see 2, so there's 2 other ones that are dismantled that you can't pick up until you pick up the ones in front of it. Hopefully that makes sense to you. I wish I would have recorded it whenever I picked them all up, but I'm a dumb, and I did not do it. Another thing that I want to say is while you're doing these, while you're doing your swords, you might as well go ahead and pick up as many other quests from the Lectern of Enchantment that you can, because why not? The activity completions are going to take you a lot longer than the 25 kills, so go ahead and farm out an Arc Logic. Go ahead and farm out, the One Small Step. Go ahead and farm out everything. Pick them all up because you're going to be doing these activity completions anyway. You might as well be getting, at most, some free legendary shards out of it one way or the other. Now, the last sword that I want to talk to you guys about is going to be the Stryker Surehand. In my opinion, this is not fact, in my opinion, this sword right here is the best all-around sword in the game for 2 reasons. 1, because of its perk combinations, and 2, because of how easy it is to go and farm these over and over and over until you get the roll that you want. Now, when I say perk combinations, you can see here that we have Relentless Strikes and Whirlwind Blade. Like I said, that is what I believe to be the best PvE perk combination. The other shit, I don't care about. The first 2 perk slots, I don't even care, dude. I just want Relentless Strikes and Whirlwind Blade. Now, I just said that Night Terror can also roll with Relentless Strikes and Whirlwind Blades, so what makes Stryker's Sure Hand special? Because Stryker's has the potential of rolling instead of Relentless Whirlwind with Relentless and Surrounded. Now, when Surrounded is active and you have a Surrounded spec mod on the sword, you can do some really good damage. But, like its name suggests, you only get that bonus damage whenever you're surrounded. That's why it's called Surrounded. So this one is all going to come down to personal preference and playstyle. If you like to rush into a big group of enemies with a sword, Surrounded is probably going to be better than Whirlwind. If you like using swords on a single target and you like to do it when there's not a bunch of ads trying to tear your face off, then you are going to want Whirlwind. Either way, Relentless Strikes is going to pair with both of them. So let's go ahead and talk about how you get a Stryker's, just to make sure that we cover everything. The first thing that you're going to want to do if you want yourself a Stryker Sure Hand is make sure that it is Volunder Forge or Burguzia Forge that day. Otherwise, you can't do it. If it is one of those two forges, then go ahead and head to Ada and purchase a legendary sword frame for 1 ballistic log. You can get ballistic logs by completing her weekly bounties. They don't take very long if you don't have any. You will then need to equip any sword and go literally anywhere. I just pop into a lost sector and get 15 multi-kills. It will take you about 45 seconds if you go to a lost sector with a lot of enemies. Next, you will need to go and collect 20 Radiant Seeds. You get these by defeating orange bar enemies and bosses. What I would recommend to do here is go ahead and load into the Leviathan, and right there in that bridge where all those Legionaries and Colossi spawn, just take them all out and you'll be done in no time. Then return to Ada 1. That should be self-explanatory, right? She will have a sword frame for you, pick it up, and then you just need to go and successfully complete the forge, and this little shiny thing here in the middle that like shit stuff out of the earth will give you your Stryker Sure Hand, and you are good to go. And if you didn't get the roll that you're looking for on your first shot, don't worry. You can head back to Ada and you can purchase another sword frame for 6 modules reports, and this is how you farm it. You just keep buying it and keep repeating the sword kills and the Radiant Seeds, return to Ada 1, pick up your frame, go do the forge. It's a really easy farm to do. You can knock out a sword frame about every 30 minutes. It's not bad at all, and like I said, you are getting a really good sword for your efforts. Drop a comment in the box below, let me know what your favorite sword is, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. If you enjoyed this one though, click like. If you're new to the channel, click subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, I fucking love you, dude. Bye.